I hope you are all good and ready to listen the class. We have completed one chapter, that is elements, compounds and mixture. Now we are entering into your fourth chapter, that is nothing but called atomic structure. In atomic structure, what are the things we are going to learn? Yeah, structure of an atom. In atomic structure, it is a somewhat big chapter and it has many headings, and we are running short of time, right? Only we have 1 month to complete all the portion. You have 9 chapters and you all know it is impossible that weekly one class we have, and it is impossible, but we will make it possible, right? We can have some 2 or 3 topics if we cover per day. We can make it possible. We will try and we will start our work towards the goal that we have to complete our portion. Now come. You all know that what are the things we see is around us is a matter. Everything we see is a matter. This board is a matter, this chalkpiece is a matter, this chair is a matter, this book is a matter. So all that we see is a matter, and what this matter is made up of. You can start from that. In 600 BCE, Maharishi Kena, this is a person, he said that all the matters are made up of smallest particle called Parmanu. What is this? Parmanu. He named that smallest particles of all the matter is this name, Parmanu. Next, when this Parmanus join, they form Dianuka and Trianuka. Dianuka means, in today's word we say it as diatomic, and Trianuka, triatomic. That is, this word, can you guess now? Now how we call this word? So, diatomic and triatomic we have said, and can you guess what is this word now? Yeah, atom. This initially it was called as Parmanu. Now, when one Parmanu joined with another kind of Parmanu, it is called Anu. This is nothing but, then what is this? Can you guess? Molecule. And initially this was the name given. And in 460 to 370 BCE, what happens means, a person called Democritus, what he named means, he gave the name atoms. The smallest particles of all the matter is called atom, from the Greek word atomos, A-T-O-M-O-S. From this Greek word, he gave the name atom. What does this means? Means indivisible. Indivisible means this is the smallest. After this atom, you cannot divide. This atomos means indivisible. From this word, he gave the standard word, that what we are using now as atoms. Clear about how we got these atoms? And next is English chemist called Dalton proposed a theory. It is called Dalton's atomic theory. This is called Dalton's atomic theory. What does this theory say? Dalton's atomic theory has something to say this. These are the things. The smallest particle of all the matter is called atom. That is the first point. The smallest particles of all the matter, that is all the matter in the world, is made up of atoms. Next one. These atoms are the smallest one, and this cannot be divided. This is the smallest. you cannot divide this matter. You can cut this chalk piece into two again until you get the single atom you can divide. After that you cannot divide. So these atoms are indivisible. And when you consider an element, for example, hydrogen is an element. This hydrogen, you are having hydrogen here, and in your home where you are sitting also you have hydrogen, but the mass and properties of this hydrogen is same. From wherever you take a hydrogen atom, its atomic number is 1, and the properties of this hydrogen, it is a gas. All this mass and properties of this atoms will not vary. So from wherever you take, this mass and properties are same for an element. Next, this atoms only will react in the chemical reaction. You write the chemical reaction like this: carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. Carbon has some atoms, oxygen also have atom, that is 2 atoms. These atoms will undergo some reaction in chemical reactions and give products. And the next one is more for molecules. These atoms only will form molecules. See, oxygen is a molecule, it has 2 atoms. And carbon is a molecule, it has only 1 atom. Then hydrogen is a molecule, it has 2 atoms of hydrogen. So in molecule formation also, these atoms are only playing a role. This atoms only combines to form a molecule. Next one. The number of atoms or molecules in a particular compound is fixed, always fixed. For example, any compound you take, H2SO4. This H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. When you take the sulfuric acid, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 sulfur atom, 4 oxygen atoms are present. This is fixed. Sulfuric acid means it is H2SO4. Whether you take the sulfuric acid from our lab or from America or from Australia, it is same. So, the number of atoms or molecules in a compound is fixed. Then the last one is when you consider a compound, 2 or more elements combines to form a compound, right? For example, water. Hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. This elements combines to form a compound. In this compound, this will combine in simple ratios. This is 2:1. This hydrogen 2:1. When you consider the sulfuric acid, hydrogen 2, sulfur 1 and oxygen 4. So this combines in simple ratio. This is all about Dalton's atomic theory. The first one is the smallest particle is called the atom. This is indivisible. All the atoms of element are with the same mass and same properties. And atoms only react in the chemical reaction. Atoms will combine to form molecules. This number of atoms or molecules in a compound is always fixed. And when you consider a compound, these elements combine in a simple ratios. Clear about this Dalton's theory? Shall we move on to the next one? Yeah. The next one is discharge tube. Discharge tube. What you see in this diagram is nothing but called discharge tube. This is the big tube. This is the discharge tube. What you are going to do in this discharge tube? What you should do is, here we have 2 plates. I have named A and B. These are the 2 plates. This A is connected to This is the high voltage generator. It generates high voltage, and this A is connected to negative terminal and it is called cathode. This plate B is connected to the positive terminal of this high voltage and it is called anode. So here the negative charges are entering and here the positive charges are entering. Now when this plate is receiving the negative charge, it is giving negative charge. What you should do is, here you have a vacuum pump. Using this vacuum pump, you have to create some vacuum in this tube. When you create this vacuum tube, this plate A produces some rays. These rays are called cathode rays. The rays produced from cathode is called cathode rays. When these rays are produced in this tube, because this tube has some vacuum and we are giving some charges inside. When this is happening, it produces cathode rays. When this plate produces the cathode rays, a greenish, the yellowish green light is produced. This light will be produced in this end. Clear? Yellowish green light will be produced in this end. And from this, there are two results. We have two results. With this experiment, what are the two results found are, when you keep some objects, for example, you keep a paper or a pen in this, consider this, in this path, the path of this cathode rays. This cathode rays are falling on this object, and when this cathode rays falls on this object, the shadow of this object will be produced somewhere here. The shadow of this object kept in the path of cathode ray is fall here. So from this we can conclude that the cathode rays travel in straight line. Clear? You have to keep the objects in front of this plate. When you keep this object here, you get the shadow this side. From this you can conclude that the cathode rays travel in straight line. Then the next observation. The second one is, you have some fan. You keep some fan here. This place, you keep a fan. When this cathode ray passes this fan rotates. This fan starts rotating. Why this is rotating? Whether this cathode ray is air to rotate? No, right? Why it is rotating means a stream of fast moving particle is carried in this cathode rays. This cathode ray has stream of fast moving particles, so that this fan is rotating. These are all the two observations. So this is the discharge tube. Here you have two plates, cathode and anode. Cathode is supplied with negative charge and the cathode is connected to positive of the high voltage generator. This is nothing but high voltage generator. And when you connect and give some supply, this plate cathode produces cathode rays. Due to this in this end, and the observations, the result of this are two. The cathode rays travel in straight line and stream of fast moving particles are carried along with this cathode rays. This is the observation. I hope this is enough for our today's class. In the next class, we can go for the next headings. Read the book. And about your weekly test, only 2 topics we have covered here. You write the weekly test from the last unit. That is, again you go for the separation techniques. Okay, I will inform about the test portion in the group. Write your test well, prepare and write. Learn this, read your book, get ready for the next class. Thank you.